Start the clock.
Howdy kitties, Dr. Freedom here with you. Oh man, I was thinking of putting the video way up earlier and I started watching some movies and such. I didn't put a video up on April 1st because there was no point in it. There's just too much false crap drifting around on April 1st. I was thinking about doing a prank video and I was like, nah, I'll just take the night off. Let the mayhem go on without me. God only knows there's enough silliness going around in the community right now that I don't need to add to it. But okay, let's show you the big important news. The major news is what's very, very important. And some folks just don't get it. There are some people out there, and they know who they are, who no matter how many times I pounded into their skull, don't believe the show's doing well. And, man, okay, we'll let the story speak for them. Let the story speak for itself, shall we? Now, this popped up in the Daily Star today. BBC to keep Doctor Who for another 5 years and expected to continue afterward. All right, the BBC has put plans in place to keep the sci-fi show on the air for another 5 years. And they see no reason why it cannot continue beyond that date. Writer Stephen Moffat has revealed that when the Beeb brought the show back in 2005 with Christopher Eccleston, who was and Billie Piper, he never expected it to carry on so long. But in an interview, he says, quote, I didn't think it would last 10 years with BBC Worldwide trying to get me in a room to talk about their own plan for the next 5 years. Yeah, so it's going to do a minimum of 15 years. Doctor Who was launched in 1963, then axed in 1989 for being revived. Bosses warned the show, currently starring Peter Capaldi, 56, and Jenna Coleman, 28. That's weird. Oh, man. Okay, can only survive if they find the actors to play the Time Lord and writers who are a real fan. Now, here's the thing. Now, somebody misinterpreted this. They meant actors to play the Time Lord, and they meant the writers who are real fans. They didn't mean the actors and the thing are going to be real fans. Somebody misinterpreted that a little bit. But the thing is this. You don't have to be a real fan of the show, to be in Doctor Who, as an actor. As somebody brought up, and they know who they are, Matt Smith, I think, was very, very brilliant as the Doctor. It's just some of the scripts, he carried them on his back like he was carrying a sledge full of bricks. I'm not kidding, but he did it brilliantly. I think Matt Smith's an incredible actor. And no, he wasn't a fan of the show before he got onto it. Okay, Moffat 53 admits to Doctor Who magazine it's not easy to find new doctors. BBC drama chief Ben Stevenson says, quote, as long as the people looking after it are passionate, and the BBC is passionate about it, there is no reason why it can't go do another 50 years. Let me read this out loud just in case somebody's thinking this is full of crap. The BBC has put plans in place to keep the sci-fi show on the air for another 5 years. And now somebody's going, I'm waiting for the official BBC statement, otherwise it's a lie. I got some bad news for you. If the Star put this out, and if it turned out to not be true or not be something the BBC gave them, we're talking major lawsuits here. So somebody had to have told them this at the Beeb. And then you add in this, quote from the Moff, I didn't think it would last 10 years with BBC Worldwide trying to get me in a room to talk about, didn't think it would last 10 years with BBC Worldwide trying to get me in a room to talk about their plan for the next 5. So right there, that's telling you the Beeb wants to keep Doctor Who around for a while. And the thing is, a lot of people are going, oh, God, and any of you who think the show's doing poorly, I challenge you. And a man did this in the quote-unquote article. It was on Warp Factor called the Chicken Little Hypothesis. And you can look it up. It's probably still online. Warp Factor, the Chicken Little Hypothesis. He put the ratings for Series 7 up to the ratings for Series 8. Series 8, for the most part, improved by leaps and bounds in the rating game. And that's what I mean. It's a load of crap if you think the show is going down the tubes. And that's all I'm going to tell you right now. The show, Series 8, was phenomenal. Like I said, I cannot complain about Doctor Who in its future. If Series 9 is anything like Series 8, we are in for one hell of a show. All right, moving on. Really quickly, looks like somebody's already got some work lined up. Doctor Who's Jenna Coleman, Game of Thrones star Charles Dance, join in the movie Me Before You. Now, all right, here we go. Doctor Who's Jenna Coleman, Game of Thrones Charles Dance have been set for Me Before You, a Thea Sharrock-directed adaptation of the Jojo Moyes bestseller for MGM and New Line. They join Game of Thrones Emilia Clarke and Hunger Games Sam Claflin. Now, Sharrock is the acclaimed theater director of Broadway's they got a really weird words here. Equus and the BBC miniseries The Hollow Crow. Moyes wrote the script with The Fault in Our Stars duo Scott Neustadter and Michael H. Weber. Now, Karen Rosenfeld is producing with Alison Owen, and Sue Baden-Powell is executive producer. The film tells the story of I'm not going to go into synopsis. If you want to know any more about this, it's up to you. But Jenna is already lining up some work, for the Gap. So, and apparently, from what I've read, this is probably not going to be done until 2016, okay? So, keep your eyes out for this. If you're into Jenna, she's a goodie. Okay, moving on. All right, next up, over here on Cerberus, Peter Capaldi, Doctor Who is both Galactic and Domestic. And what it is this was the red carpet, I think, promotional thing for Paddington. Or was that it? Oh, sorry, Jameson Empire Awards. See, brain. I got to kick the brain back on. No, he was talking to him about Paddington, and that threw me off. Sorry about that. But go ahead and watch this video. It's very, very, very touching and very, very informative. Look at Peter Capaldi when you're watching this video. It's just over 4 minutes long. Won't take much of your time. He is ecstatic. This man is walking on air. He has got the job he has wanted since he was a teenager, man. And everybody seems to think, oh, he's just going to do a couple years and he's going to blow out the door. No, he's not. I think he's easily going to be around 2010 or more. Sorry, not 2010, 2016. Dr. Freedom. See, this is what I get for doing these videos late at night. You see, I have an eerie feeling he's going to be around with us beyond Series 10. I really hope he is. Maybe he'll take a shot at least at Pertwee's record of 5 years. Well, okay, moving on. Yes, I'm not firing on all 8 cylinders. You know why? Because it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and dummy me, long day. A lot of bull crap going on, but that's all personal. We'll leave you out of that. Okay, no, it's nothing life-threatening. I'm not about to grow a 3rd arm out the back of my head. But if I did, damn it, I'd be able to scratch my back really well, wouldn't I? But okay, over on Cerberus, Free Comic Book Day 2015 preview. So if you want to go take a look at these right here, this is the first couple of pages of, I believe, is Laundry Room of Doom. And this thing over here from the Body Electric. Just click on these. And the thing is, though, they don't get much larger. At least not. And I'm on a 32-inch screen here, and I had a little bit of time. I had to go, okay. But if you want to take a look at these, they're right here. And, of course, we're less than a month away from Comic Book Day. So, here's a little preview for it if you want to go take a look. Okay, Karen Gillan wins the Best Female Newcomer at the Empire Awards. No, really, that's right. Congratulations are in order for Karen Gillan, who took away the Best Female Newcomer for her work on Guardians of the Galaxy and Oculus at the Jameson Empire Awards. Yes, you heard that right. It's still a little odd to consider her a newcomer, even if this is just the start of her burgeoning career. If anything, it's more of a reflection of her popularity. Guardian of the Galaxy's Nebula was more of a promise of a character to come, albeit one that made quite an impression, a blue impression all over the soft furnishings. But still, she's making a splash. But all right, so much that she's set to appear with Danny Zuko himself, John Travolta, in the new Western called In a Valley of Violence. And yes, there's pictures drifting around on that already, her doing a little horse training and whatnot. No big. Her first major film role since Guardians of the Galaxy, where she'll be working alongside another Doctor Who alum who's making a name for themselves over the pond. That's Torchwood's Bern Gorman. Bern Gorman's every damn where, man. I'm not kidding. The guy's, I've just seen him in Game of Thrones. I think he was in Dark Knight Rises. He's a working dude. He's left Owen Harper way behind. You remember Owen Harper? Zombie Doctor? All right, but no, not the Doctor. Zombie Doctor from Torchwood. Zombie Doctor Owen Harper. Oh, yeah, well, that's okay. But if you want to read a little bit more about that, there's a nice little quote with her right here. Matter of fact, she said she had to fight the urge to quit, to sing Grease songs at Travolta because that would have really been inappropriate. Okay. Really nifty. It's really nice to see Karen's doing well after Who. You know, I remember back in the day when all you heard was Doctor Who killed my career, stone dead, and I can't know it's the truth back then. You got typecast all the hell. Okay, charity project seek submissions. That's right. Time Shadows Into Abyss is a project for charity by Pseudoscope Publishing, edited by Matt Grady and Sam Gibb. Commission writers will receive a printed contributor's copy of the anthology. All right, here's your submission guidelines. This is what you send, and this is where it goes, okay? You have until April 30th, the end of this month. So if you want to take place in this little thing, here it is, okay? All righty, so keep that in mind. They're seeking submissions for a short story anthology. So if you feel a little creative, you want to do a little creative writing, you got a little time on your hands, plug that sucker out and send it in. All right, moving on. Doctor Who, Warp Factor. The Men Who Fell to Earth. Christopher Morley spent some time on Earth with Doctors 3 and 9. Okay, it's pretty much established fact that the Doctor loves our little planet, even if he doesn't always get on with its people. Casting an eye over the early stages of the Third Doctor's tenure, it becomes apparent that he spent rather a lot of time in this corner of the galaxy. Not by choice, of course. He was in exile. Sent here as part of a sentence passed down for breaching the strict non-intervention rules of the Time Lords. The tattoo he's seen sporting in the shower, which is actually from Pertwee's Navy days, is all right. Now this is speculation. This was a little thing I think the BBC threw out later to try to explain why the Doc had a tattoo. It is revealed to be a brand denoting him as a criminal. In the later Seventh Doctor novel, Christmas on a Rational Planet. Yeah, no, it was a novel. That's right. I remember I heard it somewhere. Somebody was telling me about it like a week or two ago, and I was like, yeah, because Pertwee had a tat. You can even see it in the Silurians when he's working up under the one console. He's wearing a short sleeve shirt, and Arrow's like, "Well, where did he get that? What is it? What is it?" For one, I've read about the tattoo. Even Pertwee said he doesn't remember how he got it. It was literally one of them circumstances where he woke up in his rack one day, and apparently some very big shenanigans took place the night before, because suddenly he had this tattoo. It happens a lot in the Navy. All right, moving on. Okay, for you guys who are, really heavily in the classic series, 10 major unanswered questions from classic Doctor Who. And just to give you an example of this, let's take a look here real quick. What did Susan do with all that free time? Okay. So did Vicky and Troilus just never speak again? That's, this is stuff, whatever did happen to Ace. That depends on which interpretation you want to take. If I remember right, there was a comic book series where she teamed up and she fought Dalek. She was really badass. Matter of fact, if you look around, you can see pictures of her, Sophie Aldred, in that leather outfit sporting a big gun. Oh, but there was also revealed that if Series 27 had happened, in 89-90, that she was going to leave the Doctor a few episodes, like 1 or 2 episodes in, and she was going to go to Gallifrey to become a Time Lady. So all about that Time Lord consciousness nonsense, if this had happened, would have been chucked out the window, because she would have been learning to fly TARDIS. She'd have been, she'd probably picked one of the academies. No, the Doctor he'd have slipped her in the Pridonian Academy, and boom, that's what would have happened to her there. So it depends on if you listen to Big Finish, because Big Finish, he's still traveling with the Doctor at this point. There's also it's just a big thing. It's a big continuity mess, but it's more left up to here. I was really, really hoping we'd see Ace in the new show. Matter of fact, if the Sarah Jane adventures that continued on, unfortunately it had to end due to, the sad death of, Liz Sladen. You see Ace was going to pop up. There's allegedly going to be a cameo by, I don't know where they heard this one, but there was supposed to be a cameo by the 7th Doctor apparently at the end of the episode where Ace is. Also, Tom Baker revealed this past year or two back that he was even being talked to about appearing on the Sarah Jane Adventures as the 4th Doctor. Unfortunately, this all went in the wind, Sad, like I said, it's very sad we lost Liz Sladen, but, you got to move on, man. Okay. Sorry for bringing you down like that. That was a day I literally, I think I had a tear in my eye all day. You know, it was like I lost an old friend that day when Liz Slayton passed. Okay, now you can own your own very remote control Doctor Who K9. This is over on Blaster. Okay. Let's drop here. The latest Delightful Who toy is something that will likely entice both new fans and classic fans. It's K9, the Doctor's beloved robot dog companion. By the way, he's running around in Big Finish still, you know, depending on what series you listen to. Who first showed up in the Tom Baker years, then returned during the David Tennant years, and eventually grew so popular he got his own short-lived spin-off show. And as you can see, the new K9 toy does almost everything the real robot does, and it probably runs better. I'm not kidding. Read about all the stories, about all the crap they had to go through to keep poor little K9 running. He talks, his ears move, his eyes light up, he's motorized, and the probe in his nose extends. The best of all, with all the help of a dedicated app, you can control him with your smartphone via Bluetooth. That's right. Sadly, the toy is only 1/4 scale, so you won't have a life-size K9 roaming around your house, but it's the next best thing. According to Forbidden Planet, the UK release date for this toy is April 30th. It'll be priced at about £70, which is roughly $100 American. So it's a bit pricey, and you might have to wait a while before it hits this side of the pond, but you know that all the collectors are going to sweep this up, and it'll wind up on eBay for like $500 a piece. Sorry, that's how it usually goes. Okay, next up. Okay, decoding Doctor Who's Instagram photos. The official Doctor Who Instagram account publishes a bevy of behind-the-scenes photos on a regular basis. Most of them are innocuous, candid shots of various crew members, but a select few other offer some tantalizing hints about what's to come during Series 9. Geek rounded up the most interesting Instagram photos from the last few weeks, but I'm going to take it a step further. Now, there are some of the photos I showed you. It's Capaldi playing with his yo-yo, and I think that's from Kill the Moon. I can't remember what this one was from. Then they showed this one. Then we got Big Chief. What's his name? Oh, that's right. It's Toby Whithouse. Just kidding. Okay. And that's Capaldi, you know, studying his lines. They had this whole area sectioned off. And, of course, the mystery disc that popped up a while back. So if you want to go take a look at what their interpretation of this all means, and keep in mind, it is an interpretation, okay? It's not a solid thing, in fact. But okay, oops, that means we're over. I was playing around with some TARDIS gifts earlier today, can you tell? Okay, cut that nonsense, cut this nonsense. See, there's another one I was playing with today. You see it? Okay, there we go. All right, so that's all we got right now. Okay, a reminder, no Omega files today. There's going to be no Omega files today. Why? Because, or sorry, not today. I mean Saturday. Duh. You see, that's how trained my brain is. I walked out of work today thinking it's Thursday, but you know what? It's really Friday. 3-day weekend boogie. You know, and that's what was shooting in my head the whole day. But, yeah, keep this in mind. No Omega files this weekend. The reason why is dummy me forgot this is Easter weekend. And next weekend on the 11th, we're going to be sitting down and doing the Omega files with our special guest star, Simon Fisher-Becker, who played Doria Maldivar. And also the week after that, that's when we're going to do Big Trouble in Little China, and that'll be April 18th. So keep that all straight. Also, yeah, like I said, I'm getting pretty close to filled up. I even got some standbys for Simon Fisher-Becker. But if you have any questions you wish to ask him, get them to me soon, okay? I mean, type them out, stick them in a comment box. I'll write them down, and I'll ask Simon while we're doing, you know, the Q&A with him on this next Saturday. Okay, that way, you know, if you want to ask Simon Fisher-Becker a question, I've already got a couple of very interesting ones here. You know, this is your shot, man. Okay, so that's it. I'm done for now. So take it easy. Enjoy your Easter weekend. See y'all probably Monday, folks, because I don't know if I'm going to do one for Friday or not, for Friday night. So, because I might just be taking it easy. But if anything major pops up, you know I'll be here. Catch you all on the flip side. Bye-bye.